Hello friends, and welcome again to another Echocalypse video!
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and Happy New Year for all of you wherever you are and what part of the world you are. I wish you the best year and it will be better than the one before, and all the success and happiness for you and your loved ones and your family, and let it be a shining year upon you and you accomplish all your achievements. Now, a new event had dropped. We were anticipating that it's for Levia and a new banner for her and her arms, and we got her newly in the addition for the cases. So we're gonna be talking about her. She's an Empire, she's a support, energy recovery, absolute monster, and she works well with other supports and other Empire units. Now we're gonna talk about her support attributes, and then I will talk about the artifice because it's super important, but it's a whale territory, and we'll be talking about it and explaining everything. So she gives team members of the Empire faction 10% resistance, which works perfectly with Vivi and Audrey. And Audrey is her best friend, we'll be talking about that. Now, her second one is give the support on the teams, even if she's not deployed, even if she's a link. 10% resistance, so that's 20% resistance, also who support Vivi and Audrey. So if you build them, there's no wrong going with Levia. She will be absolutely buffing them. And we get 10% HP for all the members on the lineup. Now, why you'd love to play her with Audrey? Only because of the energy, the rage recovery, which will make it absolutely monstrosity. And she can tank, she can play absolutely on the front line, and she can be played at the back line if you want to buff the front line. So if you want to buff the front line or give rage to the front line, you play her on the back line. If you want to buff the back line and give the rage for the back line, you're gonna play her at the front line. I'll be explaining how it goes. So her basic skill: deal magic damage to a single row of enemies in front of her, and there's a 20% chance to restore her rage. If you want to go for 1 star with her, it will not add anything except the damage. So if you want to buff her up to 30%, you need to go to 2 stars. And of course at 4 stars, she's gonna get 50%. Absolute monster. Now, this is self-sustaining rage recovery. What's good about it, if you play her on the back line or on the front row, or on the back row, if you play Audrey will buff her with rage. If you play her on the front row, you're gonna pull Holy Grail and play Holy Grail and buff her with rage. So she will be ultimately casting her special. This is the 2 combos that you need to play. Holy Grail is one of the most important, even if not the most important, Neolith in the game right now. And with the rage meta, the whole meta changed actually. So the Rayon meta with the flame and fire is no more the top meta. The top meta is the rage and playing full damage and buffing units. They can tank. The good thing about this meta right now is the tank. All of these units are not tanks, but they can tank, which is absolutely crazy. So she deals damage to the entire board, 112% damage to all enemies, and there's a 50% chance to restore 2 rage for another row, another allied row, not another ally, not another single unit, not another supporting or whatever, another allied row. An entire row that she's not standing on, she will give 2 rage for. And this is when we were testing and people were telling me, oh, she gives another ally on the row, on the same row, she gives them 2 energy. We tested this, that's what is not the case. She gives an entire row 2 rage. Another row that she's not on, which is crazy. This makes her even more, as we say, broken in a sense of rage recovery. And you can't say she's better than Audrey or she's not. Audrey is not a damage dealer, she's a support healer with a rage recovery mechanic and buffing if you get her to 7 stars, which is a hard investment. And she does the same also in a harder investment, but she doesn't support you with healing or defensively. She helps you offensively, which is absolutely crazy. Now, if you get her to, this is a 50% chance. If you're at 0 stars, 50%. If 1 star, 60%. 3 stars, 60%. So if you can't go to 5 stars for the 70% and for the Radiance, because the Radiance unlocks at 5 stars. You need to keep her at 1 star so you can get that 60%. You don't want to get her to 2 stars and stop there. Either go full to 3 stars or keep it at 1 star, because the 60% is nice, better than the 50%. I will honestly, if I get her, I will keep her at 0 stars unless I get so lucky with her. So what does her Radiance do? And let's go to 7 stars and see it at full max. She will 100% gain rage to herself and another row. So herself and another row, and grant radiance to herself and the targeted allied row for 2 rounds. It means if your carry is on the front line and she's on the back line, she will buff the front line. Or if she's on the front line and the back line is your carry, she will buff the carry on the back line with Radiance, and she will buff herself as well with the Radiance. And what does the Radiance do? The next active attack deals 20% damage. This effect can stack. This effect, it doesn't get removed, it can stack over and over with her and the other. So she becomes an absolute monster damage dealer. And this is 20%. On 5 stars, where is it? 5 stars, it's 5% only. Now 5% may seem a little bit, but if you stack and continue and heal and survive a little bit and a little bit, you can deal more and more damage. Of course, on 6 stars it becomes better, 10%, but on 7 stars, it's the ultimate damage buffing, which is 20% more damage. Not attack, not according to her attack or to her HP or defense or whatever. The scale is more damage according to your carry. So your carry, according to the damage that they output, there's 20% more damage that they do. And it goes to 40%, 60%. Ultimately, it scales with no cap. She has no limits to the scaling, which makes her the best buffing unit in the game right now. Now, her passive, at the start of the battle, she gains 2 rage, which is absolutely nice. And when you get her to tier 6 augmentation, at the start of the battle, gain 2 rage. And when she dies, she casts her skill one more time. What's her skill? Her ultimate, her special, which is crazy. If you think about it, it's a crazy thing. And I promise you, if she's 7 star, you will almost never see her die. Why is that? If we look at the artifice, everything is good and dandy, and then you get to this point as at 3 stars and 4 stars, she gets block rate and block strength, so she can tank. And the best thing about it is at 7 stars, she gets 40% dodge rate. Not 10%, not 15, not 25, 40% dodge rate. She can dodge from now till tomorrow. Absolutely crazy monster unit. And of course, if you unlock the other tier of the artifice, her passives will increase, and the numbers and all the allies, she will buff them in the end. Now her links are straightforward. Everybody probably have these except me somehow. So if you have Audrey and you have Vivi, she's gonna get the links. With Beam, she gets a link. With Nitz, you get, and with Taisi or Taisei, which is not available yet, and we hope that she's the next banner. She's a really good unit. We'll be talking about her when she drops. Or we gonna get Mori and Horus. We still don't know. It's according to the devs. They didn't give us so much insight about this. Now, who goes best with them as well? If you want, you can play Vivi, but the best one to go with them, and it's a very hard and maximum requirement, it's Pan, but you need her at 7 stars. At 7 stars, she gives you that thick shield, plus she removes debuffs, plus she gives you control immunity if she's on the same row as you, plus she grants all allies the burr shield for 2 rounds, which will give you 30% crit rate. So 20% damage bonus plus 30% crit rate, and you need to play Vivi, also Audrey with them on the same lineup. Now why Audrey? Because Audrey, also you need to get her to 7 star. She will get the highest attack unit. She will buff their crit rate by 40%. It means they will crit and they will deal damage, and they will be absolutely maxed to their limit with the buffs. So this is why the buffing meta is going on, and it's becoming stronger and stronger. Now let's go and check her art and her everything. So as you see, you can click this and check everything. Hopefully we don't get demonetized for this. So she looks at the mirror, she tells you, I don't have only good assets from the front, also from the back. Look at me, I'm a cool lady. Again, these are the I will be completing this. I checked them on another account. They don't need a guide, actually. You can go and do them very easy. And we have the shop. Now, try your best to not go for any of the other things. The most things that you need here in the shop, first of all, at 2,000 points, you're gonna unlock the S Elementum. It's not costing 2,000. No, when you get 2,000 points here, then you're gonna unlock them, and you're gonna buy them with less currency, which is great, actually. Her emoji pack is so nice. If you're min-maxing, you don't need to buy it, but for collection purposes, we're all gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it as well. Now, Chimera, don't go for them. We have the desperate operation that we can farm daily, day in, day out, and we're gonna get a lot of Chimera and roll for them. The best thing to go with here is the equipment, because this is so rare, so scarce, and super expensive to build. So go for this, grab as much shards as you can, and build your golden sets so you can buff your team and become better. Anything else, it's up to you if you want to buy it. Unfortunately, we don't have another shop for the furniture or another shop for the skin like they gave us in the other the other one, and you're gonna get all the furniture as free to play from here, from the achievements. So perfectly clear this in Crusade, Divinity. Do just the normal achievements, and of course, we're gonna get her weapon. If you don't want to summon for her weapon as low spender or free to play, and you want to focus on her, you can get her random weapon or her SR version of the weapon from here, and it's absolutely nice. It's just same as her weapon. She has 10% chance to restore 2 rage for one random ally across all of your allies. Each time she casts a skill, her chance of restoring rage increases by 10, and they have no cap. There's no limits on her. This is why she scales infinitely. This is why she's so good, and her arms are very, very well needed. And when you star her up, the more you star her, you get more summons. The more you star her SSR version of the weapon, you get more summons for the SSR. Standard missions, we know the standard mission and the daily missions. And we got her boss. Her boss is Rayon. Now, they did something here that I didn't like, actually. 2 things I didn't like. One is you need to include her. So whoever don't have her, they can't deal the most of the damage here. And actually, even if they didn't include that, you need to have her because she buffs you, and she buffs you infinitely. Deals 2 damage, equal to 10% of the targets, and restores 2 additional rage for herself, Rayon. And this one deals 2 damage, 20% of max HP to all enemies, and reduces all enemies' rage by 1. So she's a must-have with Audrey on the lineup, so you can keep up with the rage. And here it is: immune to control and rage reduction. All allies' normal attacks damage taken decrease by 40%, and skill damage taken increase by 40%. They didn't say any magical or any physical. So also armor break works here, but this is a line. This one is a statement from the developers, sadly, which means whatever you invested in before, magical or physical, it doesn't matter. You need to go and get her to 5 stars so she can buff you with attack, and then you can deal more damage. And this is why I didn't like this aspect of it. Keep the physical, keep the magical. You're always doing that. Why did you change it here? And this is my only complaint about this. Everything looks nice. You can go and play it. Absolutely fantastic event. I like it very much. I'll be accumulating some summons. I'll clear the 3 stars on the stages because I didn't clear them. And I will get more summons, and hopefully I will summon for her and get her. And yeah, that was it for the video.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, we thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty. Peace.